Siberia is a region of Russia that lies east of the Ural Mountains and is infamous for its severe winters and enormous size. In fact, Siberia would be the largest country in the world if it were a separate nation. Siberia covers over 5.1 million square miles, accounting for roughly 3/4 of all Russian territory and nearly 10% of the Earth's land surface. Siberia, on the other hand, has one of the lowest population densities on the planet, with between 7 and 8 individuals per square mile. Other than the cold, Siberia is home to the world's deepest lake. Lake Baikal is the world's largest freshwater lake by volume. It holds more than 20% of the world's fresh surface water. With a depth of 5,387 feet, it is also the world's deepest lake. Mountains surround the lake, and more than 330 rivers feed into it. It is commonly known as the Baikal Sea due to its immensity. Every winter, the entire lake freezes over, with ice as thick as 6.5 feet in some areas. Storms in the summer can produce waves up to 14.8 feet high. Greetings, everyone. We hope you like today's video of The Unknown Facts, in which we will talk about scientists' terrifying new discovery hidden under Siberia. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe and click the bell symbol so that you are notified immediately whenever there is an update. So now you know why we are talking about Siberia today. Let us begin. The mystery of the blasting craters of Siberia. It appeared unexpectedly and violently, leaving a ragged pockmark on the landscape. The land at the crater's edge is a shredded grayish tangle of ice and permafrost clods. Plant roots that have recently been exposed around the rim exhibit symptoms of burning. It gives some notion of how quickly this hole in the heart of the Siberian Arctic formed. The freshly exposed soil shines out against the green tundra and dark lakes that surround it from the air. The layers of earth and rock exposed further inside the cylindrical hole are practically black, and by the time scientists arrive, a pool of water has formed at the bottom. Evgeny Chuvilin, a geologist at Moscow's Skolkovo Institute of Science and Technology, has flown out to this isolated area of the Yamal Peninsula in northwest Siberia to investigate. This 164-foot deep hole may hold critical pieces to a mystery that has plagued him for the past 6 years, since the first of these mysterious holes was discovered somewhere on the Yamal Peninsula. The hole, which was approximately 66 feet broad and up to 171 feet deep, was discovered in 2014 by helicopter pilots traveling overhead approximately 26 miles from the Bovanenkovo gas field on the Yamal Peninsula. It was described as an altogether new phenomenon in permafrost by the scientists that visited it, including Mariana Liebman, chief scientist of the Earth Cryosphere Institute, who has been studying permafrost in Siberia for more than 40 years. Satellite pictures later confirmed that the crater, currently known as GEC-1, developed between October 9 and November 1, 2013. The most recent crater was discovered in August of this year by a TV crew flying alongside a team of scientists from the Russian Academy of Sciences on an excursion with local officials in Yamal. The total number of confirmed craters discovered on Yamal and the neighboring Gaidan Peninsula now stands at 17, but it's unclear what's causing these massive breaches in the permafrost to occur and how quickly they form. There are also unsolved questions about what they represent for the Arctic's future, as well as the people who live and work there. For many Arctic researchers, they are a troubling warning that this freezing, mainly unpopulated area in our planet's north is experiencing rapid transformation. Recent research, on the other hand, is beginning to provide some hints as to what is going on. What is evident is that these holes are not emerging as a result of permafrost melting and shifting beneath the surface. They appear out of nowhere. Blocks of earth and ice are thrown hundreds of meters from the epicenter when the blast happens, explains Chuvilin. We are confronted here with a huge force caused by extreme pressure. Why it is so high is still a mystery. Amazing discovery of a lion cub from the Ice Age in Siberia. Local mammoth tusk hunter Pavel Efimov made a surprising find in a frozen cave deep in the Siberian Arctic in the early fall of 2018. He contacted academics at the Russian Academy of Sciences Siberian branch in Yakutsk, where he had a long-standing working relationship. A team was deployed to the location near Belaya Gora on the Indigirka River's bank. They discovered one of the best-preserved Ice Age animals ever discovered, a 28,000-year-old cave lion baby curled up under the permafrost, its teeth, skin, claws, and even whiskers perfectly intact. The baby, named Spartak by scientist Dr. Valery Plotnikov and colleagues, was discovered just 15 meters away from another cave lion cub, Boris, spotted by locals the previous year. At first, they were considered to be siblings. However, as the first significant study on the couple found last week, they lived more than 15,000 years apart. Carbon dating placed Boris at 43,448 years old. A CT scan and genetic tests also revealed that the younger of the two was female, giving rise to her new moniker, Sparta. Cave lions have been extinct for around 14,000 years. The team that later traveled to cover the excavation, which included prominent paleontologists from Russia, Sweden, Japan, the US, and the UK, could not believe their eyes. The couple came to Yakutsk between November 2018 and January 2019 and were thoroughly checked for infectious diseases, including anthrax, which may lay dormant for millennia before being scanned to assess the state of their bones and soft tissue. According to the newly published study, both cubs died when they were just 1 to 2 months old. There was no evidence that they had been killed by a predator, implying that they may have fallen and become trapped, or been buried in a mudslide. It also revealed some critical information on the evolution of the Eurasian cave lion. The golden coats of both cubs were comparable to those of today's African lion cubs, but with a long, thick fur undercoat that may have shielded them from the cold. Scientists also discovered that their teeth came through at a younger age than would be expected of African lions today, implying that cubs had to develop faster and be able to eat meat at a younger age due to the harsher winters. Scientists bring back dormant zombie virus from the Ice Age. Permafrost thawing as a result of atmospheric warming is predicted to exacerbate climate change by releasing greenhouse gases like methane. Researchers have recovered nearly 24 viruses, including one that had been frozen under a lake for more than 48,500 years, suggesting that the thawing of old permafrost due to climate change may represent a new threat to humankind. Samples from the Russian area of Siberia were frozen in time and sent to Europe for analysis. They discovered 13 new infections, which they dubbed zombie viruses, which remained virulent when being dormant for millennia in the frozen earth and then thawed. Because it allows previously held greenhouse gases like methane to escape into the atmosphere, scientists have long warned that permafrost thawing caused by global warming will exacerbate climate change. Its impact on latent pathogens, however, is less well understood. Russian, German, and French scientists concluded that the biological danger of reanimating the virus strains they tested was absolutely minimal because they focused on strains that could infect amoeba microorganisms. They warned that their findings can be extrapolated to demonstrate the serious danger posed by the possible resuscitation of a virus that could infect animals or people. They concluded that it is thus plausible that ancient permafrost will release these unknown viruses upon thawing, as they stated in a post on the preprint repository bioRxiv that has not yet been peer-reviewed. It is currently impossible to estimate how long these viruses could remain infectious once exposed to outside settings, or how likely it is that they will contact and infect a compatible host in the interval. Permafrost thawing is already speeding due to rising temperatures, and more people are moving to the Arctic as a result of industrial activities. Therefore, the risk is expected to grow as a result of global warming. Leave your thoughts in the comments below and tell us what you think about the mysteries of Siberia. Thank you for watching. We are looking forward to catching up with you in the next video.